AI is taking over smartphones, but is it actually useful? With Apple Intelligence and Galaxy AI leading the charge, I thought it'd be cool to take 10 AI features from both platforms and put them to the test to see how they compare. So let's get into it. First up, we're talking about photo editing because it seems like every platform has a cleanup feature available and Apple and Samsung are no different here. So let's talk about Samsung first. It's pretty easy. You just find a photo, tap the Galaxy AI button, and you can draw around anything you'd like to remove. Then you tap the eraser and hit generate. And really, the result on Samsung's end is pretty damn clean with zero trace that a picture ever existed on the wall. But let's see how Apple Intelligence compares. With Apple, you can select a photo, tap on the edit button, and then tap on cleanup to access the feature. And here, the same concept is at play. Tap on one of the pre-selected items to remove or draw around what you want to get rid of. And as soon as you complete your shape, the item just disappears. It's actually a nice effect on my end and happens pretty quickly. Side by side though, I do think that Galaxy AI did a much better job at removing the picture and recreating the brick wall, and I think Samsung gets the win here, but that's just my opinion. What's yours? Now, while this isn't a definitive guide on how to use AI on your smartphone, I will go over some stuff that you might find helpful and different ways to do it, such as writing styles or rewriting using AI. With Apple, you can access writing styles from most any native app. In Messages, you can easily select your text, tap on the Apple Intelligence icon, and you're brought into writing tools. Here you can select from a few writing styles or simply have AI just rewrite your message because, I don't know, maybe you're not feeling it. You can extract a summary from a long message you wrote, get key points, a list, or a table, but you can take things even further and have AI write something completely for you using Compose. Essentially, this uses ChatGPT to write something out for you based on nothing but an idea. I personally wouldn't use it in any of my personal conversations, but you know, to each their own. Samsung does have more robust options in this department, which is pretty easy to access system-wide. Just hit the Galaxy AI button to bring up a similar menu. But you'll notice that writing styles has a lot more to offer if you're looking for a specific tone. There's just more options here. And again, not something I'd personally use, but an AI composing feature is here as well with more or less the same concept. So if you're looking to summarize web pages or articles on either device, you're best doing that in the native web browsers. With Samsung's browser, Galaxy AI is built in to translate, read out highlights, or summarize. It's just something useful that can save you a little bit of time if you don't feel like reading an entire article. Apple has the same thing, though it's buried a little deeper in Safari. You have to view the site in reader mode, then tap on summarize to get a quick summary of everything. Another cool AI trick on both platforms is the ability to use the assistants for some help. Though they're not exactly built the same. See, with Apple Intelligence, you have Siri that leverages ChatGPT to get more information when it needs it. With Galaxy AI and Samsung, your default assistant is Gemini with a hint of Bixby mixed in there, I believe. Both do similar things, but Samsung does have cross-app integration, which is pretty cool because you can ask Gemini to find the next basketball game and add it to your calendar. A neat trick though is being able to send Gemini a screenshot of whatever is on your screen or a web link to a web page you're on and give it some context for further analyzation. Apple Intelligence does have a similar feature where it can send a full document or a screenshot to ChatGPT with some context for further analyzing as well, so both are pretty comparable in this department. Another fun one is the ability to generate art based on basically any idea that you may have, and on iOS, we have Image Playground. So with Image Playground, there are different routes that you can take, and the first one I'm going to show you is generating an image based on a photo. So we're going to generate a render based on a photo that I select out of my photo library. Let's see, that one looks pretty good. We're going to select that, and it's going to generate an image based on that photo. Now, you can see here that it's not exactly in the same likeness. I'm wearing regular glasses instead of sunglasses, but it did kind of take my facial features and my beard and stuff and make it look kind of like me, so that's pretty nice. Next, we're going to generate an image using a prompt, so we can go ahead and describe the image down here. I'm going to paste in a prompt that I've already set up, and we are going to hit done, and it'll add the prompt to that little window there, and you can see that it has already generated an image based on the prompt that we used here. It is also important to note that with any image you generate, you can change the style from animation to illustration if you want something a little bit different. And then on Galaxy AI, we have Drawing Assist. And honestly, there's just so much more packed in to Drawing Assist than Apple's implementation. So with Galaxy AI and Drawing Assist, we have a lot more going on here. You can see that we have several different styles down here to choose from at the bottom. So we can go ahead and select 3D cartoon to match up with the iPhone, but we can actually draw something here if we'd like, and it'll convert that to an image. We can also do it based on a photo or a prompt right here. So first we're going to select a photo. We'll select that same photo that I used in the other example and we'll hit generate. So you can see here that it generated one based on a comic, but if I want a 3D cartoon to better match up with iPhone, I can select that and hit generate one more. So there you go, there's a 3D rendering of that photo, and like I said, you can choose many different styles. But let's go ahead and try a prompt, and I'm going to paste in that same prompt that we used on iPhone, a beautiful sunset behind a beach full of palm trees and cute baby monkeys, and then we're going to hit done and go ahead and select our 3D cartoon and hit generate. And there you go, that's the image that is spit out on the first try, so we'll go ahead and save it. So in case you wanted to create art on either platform, you're covered, but which one do you think did better in terms of image generation? Let me know with a comment. Another cool feature you'll find on both platforms is call recording and transcribing. With Galaxy AI, you can easily record the call and afterwards jump into things and view the transcript, play it back, or have Galaxy AI summarize the conversation for you. Apple Intelligence offers a similar feature set here, with call recordings being stored in the Notes app, and then you have the ability to play it back, view the transcript, or even summarize the call. Have you ever found yourself in need of an emoji for a perfect situation that just doesn't exist? Well, no problem, because Apple Intelligence has you covered with Genmoji. If you tap on the Genmoji icon, you can easily describe the type of emoji you're looking for, and Apple Intelligence will whip it up. It's pretty simple. So you can see here that it will start generating the image, and you can see it right there. It generated one emoji for me, and it'll generate another option for me that we can swipe to, and it'll keep generating options, which is pretty cool. And then you can go ahead and add that to your message, and it'll be right there where it should be right on your message, which is pretty neat. And while Samsung and Galaxy AI don't have this exact feature, you will find a slightly comparable option using Drawing Assist inside the Messages app on your Galaxy device. So you can do a similar thing in Galaxy AI using the Doodle feature, and if we hit generate, you can see that it'll come up with an emoji-like character that we can go ahead and send off to somebody. It's not exactly the same, but it's comparable. Now, there are things between both platforms that we just can't compare one for one because it doesn't exist on the other or something like that. But one example of this is with iOS and Apple Intelligence using the camera control button. If you hold it down, you can launch Visual Intelligence, which will allow you to take a photo of anything and either search the web for it using Google Images or add context to it and send it off to ChatGPT for further analyzing. Samsung doesn't have this exact feature with Galaxy AI, but you can kind of complete the circle with things like Google Lens, or simply snapping a picture of something and sending it off to Gemini. You can do it that way as well. Whether it's Google's implementation of Circle the Search, system-wide Gemini implementation inside of Google native apps, or even Galaxy AI just getting to know your trends better and your habits and serving you things when you need them, there's just a lot more options, I think, with Android than you'll find on iOS. But the landscape is changing quickly. AI is here to stay, and companies are building entire smartphones around the concept of just serving you AI features. So it's important to know which one you prefer before you latch on to something. But I would love to know which one is your pick.